low yesterday in Janesville, Wisconsin. Shout out to the people of Seneca Foods, especially the guy that loaded my trailer, Luis. My appointment was for 6 p.m. I got there around 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. The guard gave me a door right away. I got loaded pretty fast. I was a little concerned because I read the reviews, Google reviews, and all the reviews that was bad, right? Most of them. But thankfully, you know, they get a 5-star from me, definitely, you know. They load me early, they got me out of the way. I knew if I would have kept driving, I was gonna hit the rush hour in Chicago area, and I decided to shut down. So I ended up going home, and I did my 10 hours. When I got up, it was raining, still raining right now, and it's 36 degrees. So I'm watching the temperature because, you know, keep going down the temperature, you could get ice on the road. So I saw a guy that he was speeding in a truck. He passed me flying, and he ended up hitting the divider of the highway. He did a jackknife. I hope he's okay. You know, it was raining heavy, and I mean, he was flying. You know, he got one of those low-nose Peterbilts, and you know, those trucks, they handle the rain pretty good, I guess. But you can't mess with nature, man. The elements. You know, you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe, man. You know, the speed limit is 55, go 50, go 45, you know what I mean? Don't go 70. Especially, you know, when it's a lot of rain. And also it's kind of windy, so I'm heavy with my load. I think I got 40,000 pounds on this load right here. Yeah. 40,000, 42, something like that. I went to the scale, make sure, you know, my weight was right. The first scale closer to the chipper in case I would have to return back. You know, I wasn't that far, but everything was good. I had to move my axles to the front because the trailer was overweight. Now, you know, everything's good. So yeah, I dropped that load yesterday in Neenah, Wisconsin. Before that, I had to stop in, where was it? New Berlin, Wisconsin. I'm telling you guys, when you do those forklift loads that they put in the trailers, they put wood to block the tires, you know, from moving. I mean, they put a lot of piece of wood around the forklift, plus you put the straps on it, you know. I have to strap it. You know, I usually put 4 straps for each forklift. If it's under 10,000, you know, you only gotta put 2. One in each side, but I always put 4. I don't care. But I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a workout, man. Hell of a workout because you gotta get, you know, those blocks, those wooden blocks. They put them with nail guns, and I mean, they put some long nails, and it, remove those blocks. So let's say his forklift probably got 12 blocks of wood, you know, all around it. And I'm telling you, man, if you're a big guy, real big guy, you know, heavy, you're gonna have a hard time doing it. You know, I'm heavy too, but you know, I stay moving. You know, I always walk. I gain 40 pounds. I gotta lose this pound, man. That's the bad thing about trucking, man. That if you sleep on it, you gain weight fast because you're not moving that much. You know, sitting driving. So you gotta watch what you eat. You know, you gotta watch what you eat, man. That's why I drink my coffee black, no sugar, straight black. You know, I don't drink soda. Well, for the most part, you know, I get free drinks. I love, so I usually get coffee, ice, and then I put water, and I go to the hot water, and I put hot water, you know, so I could have ice water. But I'm telling you, man, sometimes I buy junk food out of the truck stop, you know, fried chicken with biscuits, all that, man. That gets your weight off really fast, you know, really fast. But yeah, guys, we pick up this load. Like I say, the people at Seneca Food, man, that was great with me. They got a 5-star, you know. Now we're on our way to Lexington, South Carolina. I had one of the agents yesterday call me. He said, "Hey, Jose, I'm working late. Do you need me to look for a load for you?" I said, "Yes, sir. I'm dropping off on Friday on New Carlisle, Indiana, and there is a load there. It's paying really great, $2.90 a mile, but it's going to Rapid City, South Dakota." He said, "Man, it's funny because I got a guy over there right now, and he's looking for a load, and you know, I just got on a load paying $1.67 coming out of Rapid City." I said, "Listen, man, if you could find me a load, I'll drop that load next Monday, if it's still available, and you can find a load coming out of there, I will go and get, you know, that load going to South Dakota, right?" So he said he was gonna look for it. I guess he didn't find anything because he didn't call me back. But you know, I got access to all the load boards that they use. You know, like I said, one of my referral guys out of California, he gave me the information, which I didn't know, man. And you know, he found out through the grapevine like 3 months ago, 4 months. You know, that we could use the spot market, right? So, and he told me, "Listen, I got all the assets for the low boards." So, you know, he passed it to me. Shout out to him, man. Good dude, man. Out of California, out of Fresno, California. He put me down as a referral when he started with Mercer. You guys that keep asking me about my referral, man, 24835. That's my truck number, 24835. I appreciate you guys. You know, if you put me as a referral, I appreciate it. Like I say, it don't cost you anything. It's free. So 24835, you know. You can always send me an email once you start Mercer. I will send you my phone number, you know, so you can stay in contact with me. I can put you on what I know. You know, like I said, I'm not an expert, but I'm doing pretty well here at Mercer. You know, I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. yeah, I know I got a lot of guys that ask me in the emails for my referral code, and I appreciate everybody. I have some referral money coming to me. It's greatly appreciated. Definitely. But like I say, if you don't put me, man, just put somebody in Mercer. Because it's free money. You're not paying anything for it, man. So bless somebody with that, man. Even if you don't want to put me, put somebody in Mercer. There's plenty guys out there. Well, I think it's like 3 guys doing videos besides me from Mercer that I know. Could be more, could be more. Yeah. They all watch my channel, man. They just all subscribe to my channel. One of the one of the guys that wrote me email, he said that guy watched the channel because I seen a video that he started mentioning the low board from the spot market and the referral code. And I said, man, listen, referral are for anybody that is in Mercer. It's not only for me. And the low board, anybody that is a Mercer could use the spot market. You just gotta get an agent that you got a good relationship and work with the agent. Thankfully, I got a few agents that I do most of my loads, and they always call me and check where I'm at. I let them know when I take a load that it's not from them. I'll be like, listen, man, I got this load. I'm gonna be in this area. If you got something good, let me know. If I don't find nothing, a Mercer low board, I look at that one low board, Truck Smart, JB Hunt, all the low boards, right? And I tell them, listen, I like this board. Can you get it for me? And of course they're gonna do it because they're making money too. So everybody is making money, but that's a benefit you get from Mercer that you won't get a Landstar JB Hunt. Mercer, you got Mercer low board, but you can also get loads out of the spot market, which is great, man. It's great, especially when you find yourself in a bad market, and Mercer doesn't have many low boards in the area. You could, look at the spot market, call the agent or ask the agent, listen, man, I'm driving, can you look for a load? I'm in this area, and they're pretty good with that. They got time, they will do it. They will do it. That's what I do most of the time when I go to Florida. I always check the spot market, and I always got an agent down there. I got 2 agents, one in Tampa and one in South Florida. That they always look out for me. Shout out to them, definitely, So it's always good, man. Any company that you're in, as an owner operator, it's always good to have good relationships, man, with the brokers or agents that you deal with, because that's how you're gonna make money, man. That's how you're gonna make money. Just like with my coordinator, we already got an understanding that where I like to run, where I'm not going. I just told him, listen, man, Florida put an X. I'm gonna stay out of Florida for a while. But then here I am. I might take a load to South Dakota, which is a debt market like Florida. Nothing comes out of there, but it's paying great. Shit, it's paying $292, 12,000 pounds. I'll pick it up Friday, I drop it Monday. It's a great load to carry me over the weekend, and it's only 30 miles deadhead. So I just haven't find nothing out of there, man, which most likely will have to be a load out of Wyoming. or Colorado, and I'm not going to Colorado at all because, like I said, I don't got no change in my truck. I don't want to get stopped and they give me a ticket. So, and I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not buying chains, man. Even though I should, to be honest with you, because the chains are pretty good. If let's say you're in a dock in a chipper and you get, it's icy, you get stuck in there, you can throw the change, and it will get you out of there. You know what I mean? So I might. What this guy is hitting the brakes in the fucking highway, man. What the fuck is? He gotta be drunk, man. Definitely gotta be drunk, man. This guy, man. I wish I could turn the camera, but I'm driving and not touching the camera around. This guy hit the brakes in the middle of the highway, man. Luckily, I always got good following distance, which is very important, especially when it's raining, man. You don't want to be close. You don't want to be tailgating when it's raining and it's 36 degrees. You won't stop, man. If you're tailgating, you're gonna hit that car or that truck, whatever you're tailgating. So always, especially at nighttime, man. You don't want to be close to people at nighttime because some people might be falling asleep in the, or they might be drunk, or they be in the phone thinking it's not that much traffic, and you're coming behind them, and you could hit them, man. I always try to stay in the right lane. But if I see, somebody zigzagging, I just go to the left lane, be away from that person, man. Because you never know what he could do, And like I said, man, it's very dangerous, But yeah, guys, like I say, so that's the good thing about Mercer, man. That anybody, you don't have to be here for a certain time. You could come brand new, and if you see a low in the spot market, a Mercer, you could talk to an agent and have that agent get that low for you, and you got more options. You got the spot market, you got Mercer low board. It's a win-win situation, man. Like I say, Mercer is a great company, man. Great company. I truly recommend it. One of the guys wrote me a comment yesterday about how the lows in the Northeast. I know Mercer there's agents, they got contracts in upstate New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, I want to say Connecticut too, if I'm not mistaken. They got customers out there that they got direct freight from them. So I know in Burlington, New Jersey, they definitely got a direct freight. I know the agents, they got that, and they usually pay pretty good. Those lows, they pay over $2 a mile. Living out of New Jersey, so, and I know Farmington, New York, they also got, it's a recycling place. They also get freight out of there, and different places in Pennsylvania, in Connecticut, I think they do too. So there is freight. I mean, but like I say, there is always a spot market. If you see a good low, you call the agent, be like, listen, man, I like this low, some of the agents, they might give you access to the low boards. I know one of my friends, the guy guy that I referral, he got access to all the logo, and he gave me the information. So it's like I say, it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. But yeah, guys, that's where I'm at. I mean, well, for the week, all the way up to Friday. I haven't picked that load yet, going to South Dakota. I got that one. I got another one to Jacksonville, but I don't want to go down there, man. Even though Jacksonville is not that bad, because you got Georgia there, you got Savannah, you got Macon, which they got loads coming out of there, Tifton, Georgia. You got to do some there, obviously. They even got loads coming all the time out of Middlesburg, Florida. It's water, heavy loads, but they always got loads, which is like, I don't know, 30 miles south Jacksonville, 30 or 40 or something like that. Could be more, it could be less, I'm not too sure. But I just want to, I like to be up here in the Midwest, man, because I go through my house a lot. Like all this week, I hang out with my friends. It was great. Did my 34, did 10 hours yesterday, and I stay by the house. So that's why I like it up here, man. Cause I could go multiple times a week, and do my 34. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you guys got any question, Green Star Logistics LLC at gmail.com, like the name that you see in the channel. I know I got some emails that I got to respond to. Like I said, I've been in the house, I've been hanging out with my friends. So when I'm doing that, I stay completely away from trucking. I leave trucking where I park my truck. So I try to use that time to refresh, re-energize, come with a clear mind out here. I'll be honest, I didn't want to leave. But I already had a low on me, so they gotta be delivered. So you gotta be responsible, right? But I made a great goal, which it was stopping at my house because I knew the traffic was gonna be crazy. Right now, we're moving. It's 2:30 in the morning. It's not that much traffic. It's not hardly traffic, to be honest with you guys. Just trucks, but it's moving. Luckily, they haven't closed no lane. Like the other day that I came through here, they only have one lane. So that's a plus. That's a plus. And the only thing bad about this truck, when it rains a lot, it will take the cruise control out completely. I think this is the second truck that I have. The Freightliner used to do the same thing. When I used to get a lot of snow, even though I don't use the cruise control when when it's raining, I advise anybody, don't use it. If it's snowing or raining, don't use the cruise control. You wanna have control in case anything. You don't want to get comfortable and you lose control. With the water, it could be ugly. So you always want to have you always want to have control. You know, it's not advised to use the cruise control when it's raining. But yeah, guys, like I say, even in the West Coast right now, Mercer got a lot of loads coming out of Oregon. The Christmas tree, they paying pretty good. So if you could get a good load going to Washington or Oregon, which they usually, you know, pay good money going that way, you know, I was tempted to take one the other day, you know, going to Oregon and then picking up a load out of Oregon, but I didn't do it because, like I said, I want to be in Thanksgiving with my family. I want to be in Thanksgiving with my family, and also in December, 95% that I'm going to take the whole month off of December. I never done that before, but like I said, I plan for it. I'm going to do some traveling. I got to do some things that I got, personal business I got to take care of. You know, some investment I got in the side, properties that I'm trying to get, investment properties, you know, fix it over, a few apartments on it. I'm working on that. I'm telling you guys, the Bitcoin is going down. And luckily, I saw when it was 110,000. Right now, it's around 93,000. You know, I'm waiting to keep going down. That way I could buy again, and then hopefully go back up around that range. Once it go back up, I will sell it again. You know, that's how you gotta do, man. You gotta, you know, do a little investment in the side. You know, even if you make $100, $200 a week, or you know, if you could make on a day, that's great. You know, but you gotta watch it because you know, slow down. Look at this camera, man. That's the only thing I don't like. This A&I camera right here, man. It really one spin limit, and if you're going over 8 miles, it will definitely start sounding. The problem is that where I'm at 60 miles, so I'm going 59. You know, before it was 45 because of the construction, but right now it's not construction here. So I guess still reading the other side. But it is what it is, man. What we can do, right? That's the A&I bullshit that I don't like at all. I don't like that A&I camera. It's only facing forward, but I still don't like it. I mean, I got my own personal camera there too. It's always good to have a camera because, like I said, like that guy stopped in the middle of the highway. I've seen people that they stop, you know, they cut you off and hit the brakes. You know, you gotta protect yourself, man. You know, you gotta protect yourself, man. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people there trying to make some money, man, and you know, they will destroy your life. You know, they will definitely destroy your life. And you know, 9 out of 10 times, you know, 9 times the trucker will always get blamed for any accident, man. So, you know, the best thing to do it is always, you know, got a camera. You know, even if you got your own authority or, you know, you're with a company that don't got cameras, man, put a camera there because you never know. You never know. Like this camera, sometimes I stop in the rest area, right? That doesn't have parking spot. It just got those side parkings, and they say it sent a notification: parking on safe space. What you mean parking on safe space? This is a goddamn rest area. You know what I mean? That's the only thing with this goddamn A&I cameras. I mean, you know, I can't stand it. When I used to work in Coca-Cola, you know, I did Coca-Cola deliveries for a while. I also worked in the plant back in the days, but I also did deliveries for Coca-Cola, you know, in the Midwest. And luckily, you know, I had a local job. I used to hate it, man, because we use a dolly, and man, and you gotta stock the freezers every gas station. Man, I used to hate that job. You know, it paid well. It was paying $30 an hour, something like that. But you had a camera facing and looking inside, and you couldn't even drink water, man. No water at all, no coffee, nothing. I said, man, this shit is not for me, man. This is not for me. I'm not gonna have a goddamn camera telling me what I'm gonna do, and you know, you couldn't even have your Bluetooth on. It said distracted, you know. So Coca-Cola, which it was the Reyes company, you know, they got that bullshit camera that the drivers can't do anything. You can literally not even drink water, you know. It will say distracted, you know, which is bullshit. You know, they say, oh, you stop all the time, you know, in gas stations, you can drink water there. No, man, if I want to drink water, I'm driving, I want to drink goddamn water, man. What the fuck, you know? What kind of bullshit is that? I want to drink my coffee. While I'm driving, I want to drink my coffee, man. You know, shit. If I want to answer a call on my Bluetooth, you know, headset, I want to answer a call. Well, you know, but you get fired behind that. So I left that job because of that, man. I mean, the and plus it was a lot of physical work, man. I lost like I lost a bunch of weight, man, when I was there, because then they had the first month, man, my knees are hitting the dolly to go under the boxes, because you used to put a stack, you know, 2 stacks, and they distribute Monster, you know, Monster energy drinks. Man, they got a bunch of fucking energy drinks, different brands. And the shit is, man, you know, those boxes where you got 2 stacks, they're heavy, you know. And you go in there, you know, then you gotta break the boxes down, stack the freezer. Then you go to some freezers, man, that you can't even put the dolly inside with the boxes. You gotta leave it outside and then leave the boxes, take them inside. No, man. I say, man, this shit is not for me, man. My respect to all the guys that do those kind of deliveries, man. Like Cisco drivers, you know, performing food company, Pepsi, all those companies, man, they got my respect, man. Cause those guys, they work their ass off, man. They really work their ass off, man. You know, like I say, they're better than me, man, because I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that. I mean, it's great, it's a local job, but by the time you finish, man, 12 hours, 13 hours a day, you're only gonna go home to go to sleep, man. You're so beat up, you know. I mean, like I said, man, my respect to them, man. Just like the, you know, I used to do Walgreens. I used to hate it, man. Oh my God. Dollar General, Dollar Tree. said, fuck this, man. I quit. They still send me emails to go back. I said, man, fuck that. I will never go back. Never, man. Unless I could get like a supervisor office job, you know. Then I would go. But other than that, man, no way, Jose. It's not for me, man. No, it's not for me, man. But yeah, guys, you know, like I said, the best local job that I had when I was a company driver was with JB Hunt, man. And when I was living in the border of Vermont, I was living in Massachusetts. I had a house up there in the mountains that I bought. And I found a job. That's when I left Snyder as a company driver. I went there, got hired. The best local job, man, that I had, you know. Then when I moved to the Midwest, I went to work for I traffic with JB Hunt, doing flatbed installation, and my supervisor wanted me to stay, you know, kept giving me loads that I would have to stay overnight. And the thing with that account over here, when I was doing it, you wouldn't get paid for it. You know, you just stay overnight. Whereas in Vermont, when I was, you know, doing that account with JB Hunt over there, delivering to the supermarkets, it was no touch freight. Well, not. You have some places you have to unload the truck, but if you stay overnight, you know, you used to get paid for it, you know. So I told the dude, listen, man, don't give me loads that I gotta stay out. I mean, if you need me once a week, I might do it, but you're giving me every goddamn load where I gotta stay 3 times out of the week. So, you know, we bump heads, and the regional supervisor knew me because he was a supervisor over there in Vermont. He transferred over here, the Midwest, you know, and he called me and said, Jose, man, don't leave, man. I got you transferred to a Target account. I said, man, I'm done, you know, I'm done. So, you know, I went to work for a local company. There was union, but the warehouse where I was working, it was not union. That was the only warehouse they had. Everything else was, and we used to make great money. We used to make $33 an hour. You know, a lot of overtime. The only thing was that I end up, most of my days I end up working in the warehouse, loading the trucks to other drivers because I was the new guy. You know, so I was like the spare driver, and I couldn't get no route because, you know, nobody quit in that job. So I got sick of the warehouse and I left, man. I said, I'm done with this shit. I'm a truck driver. I don't want to work in a warehouse, man. I left. Then I went to work with Midwest Carriers, great company, you know. I was on every night. It was a regional account, but I was on every night. Not every night, every day, because the route was at nighttime. And, you know, after that, I just became an owner operator, you know. I became an owner operator. I left Midwest, and I decided to, which is a good company, man. They got guaranteed pay, weekly pay. You know, it's a good company. I recommend it. But anyways, guys, this video is way long. I'm gonna cut it here. We already in Indiana. Hope everybody have a great week. Stay blessed. Always believe in yourself. Any questions? Restart Logistics LLC. gmail.com. Like and subscribe. God bless everybody, man. Stay blessed. I know this video kind of sucks. So dark. You guys cannot see me here, but it is what it is, man. I hope you guys hear my audio and like and subscribe, man. God bless everybody.